Hi guys, my name is Cherry. I am a representative of Group 13. In this video, we have to tackle about the participative leadership theory. But first, let us define what is the participative leadership theory. This leadership theory is when employers invite employees into an organized decision-making group. All the employees have a say in decision. Then the boss leader makes final decision based on the employee's opinion. So all the employees from that certain company, they come together and they share their ideas and opinion and from the group and that make decision. And then the leader decide what is the final decision. This leadership style is not very common in the corporate world, but some professions require this kind of mindset. So this kind of leadership style is not common for most of the company, but the leaders would require this kind of mindset. Participative leadership is a style of leadership in which all members of the organization work together to make decisions. So the employees in that certain companies is must share their knowledge and opinion for making decision from the group. Participative leadership is also known as democratic leadership, as everyone is encouraged to participate. So everyone must participate this kind of leadership because their presence is really important. How does the participative theory works? Participation and input is very important in this type of leadership because people also refer to it the democratic leadership because it run like a democracy. Suggestion, input, and solution are welcome. Then the leader makes the final decision with all these suggestions in mind in order to come up with this best possible solution for everyone. So example is facilitator, social workers in organization. So the leaders of this group would make a final decision based from the employees group decision. So six and how to participative leadership operate. So first is facilitate the conversation. So the leaders must facilitate the conversation to the group, and the second openly share information and knowledge. So there is everyone must share their opinion and also their knowledge. And the third is encourage people to share their ideas. So you have to encourage people to share their individuals ideas. And four is synthesize all the available information. So collect all the information from the group. And then five, it takes the best possible decision. So you have to take the best possible decision for your collection. And then six, communicate their decision back to the group. So after you make the final decision, you have to communicate your final decision to the group and how you're going to do. Four types of participative decision making. First is democratic, consensus, autocratic, and collective. Democratic encourages participation of all members, but the final decision is made by the leader. So all members are must take their decision, and then the final decision in their leader. Collective, all decisions are taken by the group, and responsibility for the decision will also rest on the entire group. So the decision making is responsible for the group and also the responsibility for that kind of decision. Autocratic. Possible solutions are brainstormed collectively, but leaders are responsible for the final decision. Different from democratic, as autocratic is goal-oriented, while democratic is people-oriented. So, autocratic is our opposite from the democratic because autocratic is a goal-oriented, meaning that employees would follow the goal decision. Consensus leader gives up responsibility and control of decision making to the group. So the leaders would control the decision making to the group. The leaders are control the responsibility and also the decision making from the group. Now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So in the other advantages, mutual trust and respect is created. The employees, people that are working with the leaders have better satisfaction. So the employees are they are feel that they are satisfied, and people feel valued. Of course, the people would feel that they are valuable. People are committed to their reach their goal. So the people also they're committed on how they reach the goal from that company, and the people perform well even the leader isn't there. So even the leader is not around, The employee is still working on their tasks. Now the advantages. The leader can become too dependent. The leader would not can stand alone because they depend from their employees, and some people may not understand the topic or have a lack of knowledge, resulting in accurate opinions and possibly costly decision. So there is also some employees are not enough their knowledge and opinion, the cost of not accurate their decision. And the fourth is undecisive. The leader is not decisive. These are some of the main leaders that use this participative theory. So Donald Trump, Bill Gates, and Jim Lins. So this is the known leaders that uses this kind of theory. What type of people use this kind of theory? Corporate CEOs, executive director of non-profit organization, university president, institutional leaders, social workers, therapists, and facilitators. What type of traits does the participative theory show? The trait of this theory of leadership is being involved, being open-minded, and being social, being able to speak your opinion, being able to be problem solver and team builder. I hope you enjoy it and thank you for watching.